A lot of people will dislike you in public, but secretly admire you in private. And today on this video, I want to share with you 4 reasons why, if you appear to be winning, if you appear to be moving forward in your life, when you're operating in your calling, that is hard for a lot of people. So they dislike you in public, but they secretly admire you because when you simply look like you're winning, family, that makes a lot of people uncomfortable because in their minds, they want to be winning, but maybe they don't know how. You're different. Maybe you're going against the grain. Maybe you're moving about life in a different manner than they are. And that's hard for a lot of people. You're putting yourself out there, whether you're starting a business, creating content, anything you're doing to put yourself on a public platform or anything different you're doing in your life than you did before. They don't like that because now you're walking on water. It's because you have an unfair advantage. Maybe you are naturally talented in a certain area. Maybe you can sing or good at nurturing or good at building a family. A lot of people don't possess that. So they naturally feel a way about you for whatever reason. So a lot of these things, family, that's coming to you has less to do with you, but more to do with them. And I know it doesn't feel good to be disliked. If you can take all that energy they're sending your way and use it to make yourself the best version of yourself that you could possibly be, you will have a lot more admirers than you think. Stay inspired. Hey family, have you ever been in a season in your life where people just treat you all kind of ways? Like they purposely treat you bad. Like you know you're a good person, but they find a way to prove to you that you're not. Have you ever been in that season where you wonder, it's like, why don't I have any friends? Why doesn't anybody like me? Why is nobody calling me? Family, because you're chosen. Like it's a real thing because you're chosen. A lot of times people see your greatness, but they don't want to say it. They know your potential, but they don't want you to know your potential. They see it, family. They see it. Sometimes you wonder why you're in these relationships with people. And for whatever reason, they don't like you. They treat you bad. They call you all type of names. They do all type of things. It's because you're chosen. It's just like when you're on a job. You know that you're better than most of the people you work with in terms of the work that you do. You know that you're a great employee. And your boss knows it too. But if he told you that, then they'd have to pay you more. So they're not going to tell you. They're going to keep you exactly where you are. And it's the same thing in real life, in relationships, family. When you're dealing with people and you are the chosen one, they don't want you to know that. They know who you are. That's why they want to be with you. They know how you are. That's why they want to be in your orbit. But all of a sudden they want to act like, you're nothing to them or you're not important. That is not the case, family. You are everything. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. So don't be fooled when people go around and act like they don't know who you are. They know who you are. They know who you are. It's because you're chosen. You can, a lot of times when you're a chosen individual, you just want to make friends like everybody else. You just want to hang with everybody else. You just want to kick it with everybody else. And you're trying to figure out and realize like, why doesn't anyone want to hang with me? Why don't I have any friends? Why can't I do the same things that everyone else does? And you can't, family. You know why? Because you're called to do something greater. You are called to do something greater. And when you're called to do something greater, family, you have to do something greater. You have to. When you're chosen, you walk a different walk. You move differently. You do things differently than the average typical person does because you're just called to do something different. And I know sometimes you want to feel like, you're a part of the crowd and you're doing what they're doing and you're going where they're going and you're hanging out and you're kicking it. But you can't. Have you ever noticed you in a friendship group, with a whole bunch of people and you just feel like an outsider? You can be with 10 or 15 different people and you still feel alone, right? You can be in a relationship with somebody and feel like, man, this is a great person, but something is missing, right? You can be on a job and know, man, I just feel like I don't fit here. I've been doing this for so many years, or I just started doing this and I don't fit here because you're chosen. And so people always want to point out your flaws when you're chosen. They always want to reject you every single time. They want to tell you that, oh, you ain't nothing. Who do you think you are? Because they know you're everything. And that sometimes people want to keep you where you are so that you don't leave their lives. They want to keep you where you are because they don't want you to leave them. They don't want you to leave them, family. Because the reality is they have never met anyone like you and never will. And that's how you should feel about yourself. They never, ever, ever will meet anybody like you. They won't. And sometimes I try to tell you when you're chosen, oh, you ain't this, or you'll never be that, or there are several yous. I'll meet someone like you tomorrow. They won't, right? And so that's why, we wonder why when we're chosen, sometimes you walk alone, you do things alone, even when you're married, even if you're in the career of your dreams, you tend to be a loner, right? You tend to move to the beat of your own drum because there are very few people in this world that understand you, very few. And the people that you meet that are similar to you and like you are far, few, and in between, family. And you know it, right? You know it. And I know it's hard when people try to play you, right? They try to play you like you're stupid or talk to you like they don't know who you are. It gets really hard. And that's only because they want to water you down to the level that they are on. They want to water you down because you know that when you get in any friendship circle, you force people to come up and rise to the occasion, right? When you are friends with somebody, they have no choice but to become a better person. You elevate everybody in your life. You raise everybody's temperature and they know it. So they call you names. You think you're better. You're arrogant. We don't like you. Who do you think you are? No, it's because they feel like you're better. They truly love you. They admire you in private, but dislike you in public. And if they had the opportunity, they would be you, or they would be very close to you, or they would want to be similar to you. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Look at your life. Look at all the people in your past that have hurt you, people you have had situations with in the past, and tell me that I am wrong. Family, they know who you are. The question is, do you know who you are? And I remember years ago, I was listening to the sermon. I think it was T.D. Jakes, and he was saying, we sit here and we pray for lesser than what we already are. And we pray for lesser than what we already have. Because sometimes, family, we don't know who we are. We don't. Because we allow people to treat us any type of way. We allow people to disrespect us because we don't know. We don't know that we're different. If an eagle grew up with chickens, how does he know he's an eagle when he's always been on the ground? Unless somebody comes and shows him who he truly is. And family, you know who you are. And you've had a season in your life where you figured out who you were real quick, didn't you? I know I did. You figured out who you were real quick. And you got to that point in your life where you said, you know what? No more. I'm not going to allow anybody to treat me less than what I am. I am not going to allow anybody to treat me worse than I treat myself, and I treat myself good, right? Sometimes we wonder why our phones are not ringing. We got these dry phones. Nobody's calling us. We have no one to call us, no one to go out with, no one to hang out with. When we do call people, they're not available, and we're wondering why. Family, it's because you're chosen. Your life is marked for greatness, and your season will come. If it hasn't come already, your season will come, and you will know that what I'm saying is real because your season will come, family. These people come to hurt you and disrespect you and make you feel like you're less than and that you're nobody and like they don't want to hang with you and they don't want to talk to you, so they reject you. Family, it is because you're great. You're great. And this is not the season to allow anyone to make you feel like you are less than what you are, because you're great. You are, family. And at the end of the day, as we move forward in this life, we have to know and understand who we are. So what? Your phone is dry. No one's calling you. So what? You're not in a relationship. So what? You're rejected. Family, everything is going to come full circle for you. And you're going to be so thankful that you are where you are in your future. And you're going to be so thankful that those people that you thought could come along with you on that ride is no longer here because you never needed them. Because they were not designed to go the whole way with you. They were not designed to go the whole course. Family, when you are called to do something new and different with your life, when you are called to be chosen, when your life is marked, I always say that you don't have the right to live life on your own terms, meaning when you're called to do something great, you can't just go out willy-nilly and kick it. You can't just go hang with a certain group. You can't just talk to anyone on the phone. You're a brand, and you have to look at yourself as a personal brand. You can't call Gucci and say, hey, can I speak to the CEO? Because those people aren't easily attainable, and neither are you, not in this season, Not in the season when we're growing, becoming better, doing more, trying to achieve more, wanting to aspire to be great and to have more. Family, know who you are. You are great. And a lot of times we water down who we are. Know who you are. You're not going to allow anyone to make you feel a way that you don't feel about yourself. You're not going to allow anyone to come into your life and water you down, water down your brand, because you are great. You are. And you know it. And sometimes we don't know how to show it. We know we're great, but we don't know how to show it because we got these people in our life that are rejecting us, not wanting to hang with us, friends that we've known for years that are no longer friends, people we were in relationship with, married to, that are no longer, you're in partnership with them. It's because things are being stripped away, family. Things are being stripped away because you are called for greater. Things are being stripped away because you are moving up, onward and onward to becoming a better version of yourself every single time, family. You're not in a season where you're going to allow anybody to take you down through there. That's what I like to say. You're not going to allow anybody to take you down through there. Listen, you have a destiny to fulfill. You have a huge life ahead of you and in front of you. You are creating and co-creating your life. You are moving forward. And I hate to be this passionate in this video, but I want you to know how serious this is, family. You are charting the course of a great and bright future for you, for your family, for all those that you have custodial duty over and charge over. You are moving forward in your life. And this is not the time to allow what a person is doing to take you backwards. I know that it hurts, but in this season, you're charting forward and you're blazing a new trail. They're not calling your phone. So what? You didn't hear from them. So what? Because the reality is they didn't hear from you. Because you're moving on with your life, upward, onward, and onward, and becoming that best version of yourself every single time, and nobody's going to stop you. It doesn't matter what they say about you. It doesn't matter what they think about you. And it doesn't matter because it can't matter. It can't matter. Not in this season, family. You're in the season of inspiration, moving on. You're in the season of saying to people, you know what? I don't like the way you treated me. I don't like what you just said to me. You're not allowed to come in and out of my life the way you're doing it. And family, as much as it hurts, trust, know, and understand that this is a process and there is a plan for your life to move forward and to do more and to have more and to be more, because that's exactly what you're doing. It's exactly what you're doing. You wonder why people aren't calling you. You wonder why no one wants to be your friend. You wonder why nobody likes you, why they're rejecting you. They're doing it because you're chosen. And I want you to understand that, family. I want you to understand that when you are chosen, family, and I'm not even just talking, I'm being real. When you are chosen, your life is not like everybody else's life. You are actually called to actual greatness. They're not calling your phone. It's cool. It's all a part of the plan, because something better and someone better is always waiting for you around the corner. Something and someone is always waiting for you. And I want you to know that, and I want you to trust the process, and I don't want you to give up, because I want you to understand that it's all designed to make you better. It's all designed to make you great. Nothing is going to stop you. You are on your verge to greatness. You're on your way to greatness. So what? They haven't called you back. So what? You haven't heard from the people you want to hear from. So what? Things you feel in this season aren't working out for you. Family, no, it's not falling apart. It's falling together. They may have rejected you. They said something to hurt you. I want you to know and understand that, again, it's all designed to make you better. You are the chosen one. You will win. You will never lose, because it's not designed for you to lose. It's designed for you to win every single time. And I want you to know and believe that as you're on your journey. Know and believe and trust that as you're on your journey, everything good, everything noble, everything beautiful is coming to you, and everything in your life that you do not need is being stripped away. All the layers are being stripped away off of you and out of your life, and you're coming out of your shell. It's a transfiguration, a whole transfiguration, and you're becoming the person that you've always aspired to be, and you're becoming the person that you've always been called to be. I'll wait. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Because at the end of the day, when these individuals come in your life and they try to reject you and hurt you and tell you who you're not and tell you what they think you are, family, that's all game. Because at the end of the day, they know you're great. But if they told you you're great, then they would have to treat you better. If they told you were great on the job, then they would have to pay you more. If they told you were great in your relationship, then they would have to hold you to a higher standard than they do. So they'd rather keep you down. But nobody keeps you down because you're chosen. Always remember that, family. I want you to remember every single thing that I'm telling you right now. When a situation comes up and they start acting funny and they start rejecting you and treating you wrong and disrespecting you, understand and know you are chosen. And when you walk the way is being made for you every single time. You're moving forward. You're charting a path forward, and you are not looking back ever. And all the things happening in your life, you're quieting the noise because you're not listening to it. Because this is not the season for you to lose your head. This is a season for you to remain, to stay, and to be chosen. We know who you are. They know who you are. But the question is, do you know who you are? So what? You got a dry phone. So what? They not calling you. So what? When your season comes, everyone's going to call you. Everything in your life that you think you lost is coming. Every person, everything, every situation, everything is working out for you. It's all coming together for you. And you have to know it. And you have to trust it. And you have to move as is. You are great. You have to move like you're great. Have the energy like you're great. Move and live your life as greatness because that's what you are. And trust and know and believe that they know who you are. When they mistreat you, disrespect you, say hurtful things, you have a dry phone, they don't like you, they're not talking to you, they don't want to be your friend, they know who you are. And you, by nature, naturally make people feel uncomfortable just because of who you are. Your mere presence irritates people's spirits. Your mere presence does. When you walk in a room, they're hating. Listen, chosen people are beautiful. They're sexy. They're amazing. They're everything. They're always hated. Everyone can't be you because everyone isn't called to walk your walk. Everyone isn't called to do what you do. Everyone is not called to be who you are. They say that they don't like you. They say that they don't want to be in your life anymore. They say that they no longer want anything to do with you. They say that they don't like you. They don't want you at their job. They don't want you in their... Listen, it doesn't matter what they say because you know who you are, don't you? You know you are great. You know you are chosen. You know you are aspiring to be more, to do more, and to have more. It's not the time for you to worry about what they're saying about you. It's not the time for you to concern yourself with what they're saying. It is time for you to move forward in your life. Time to move forward in your life. Everything that you want, let me get closer. Every single thing that you want in your life is coming to you. And I mean that. Every person, every situation, the finances, the business, the career, the health, the children, whatever it is that you want in your life, you have to trust and know it's coming to you because it is. And when people try to reject you and hurt you and say mean things, trust and know, family. Trust and know that you are great. And that's on facts. Stay inspired. Hey, family. A lot of times we're out here moving like and acting like we're common. And there is nothing common about us. Family, everything you do is uncommon. Everywhere you go, every person you interact with, every environment you're in, you set the tone for something new and different. When you go in somebody's life, you make their life better. When you leave their life, they feel it. How you move at your job, on your day-to-day, there is nothing average about you. And average is the enemy. It really is, because average has people who are uncommon feeling like they're common. There's nothing common about you. Every single thing that you do is to make everybody and everything and everyone around you great. Every single thing that you do. And you have to carry that energy, and you have to know it, and you have to believe it, because you are not common. You are created to live a big life. You're created to dream big. You're created to have way more that you think you can ever have and to do way more that you think you can ever do. And you have to believe it. I feel like sometimes the friends that we keep, the environments that we surround ourselves in, the places that we go keep us down and keep us low and keep us level. But family, know, trust, and believe that everything that you do, your essence, who you are, is above average. And never ever allow anyone to treat you like you're common, because you're not. And I don't say this with any arrogance. You are not a commoner, because common people don't do uncommon things. Common people don't do phenomenal things. And everything about you is great. Every single thing about you is great. You are phenomenal. And when you're uncommon, you got to start moving like you're not common. You got to start carrying that energy. You have to get into that space where you tell people, you know what? I don't like the way you treat me. I don't like the way you talk to me. I'm not going to do that today. That is not something I'm interested in. Because when you're uncommon, you know you stand out from the rest. You know you're different. Have you ever had people in your life tell you, it's something about you? Ever since you were little, you always did this. Or ever since you were little, you always did that. Family, that's because they can see greatness in you. And I feel like so many times we get caught up in situations where we forget who we are. We forget the greatness that we have within us. We forget the strength that we have within us. We forget that we are phenomenal people. But we acquiesce into thinking that we are just common. And there's nothing wrong with common people. You know what I mean? It takes all to run the world, but you're just not a common person. And you know when you're different, and you know when you're above average, and you know when you're cut from a different cloth, you naturally are called to do something better. You naturally are called to do something greater. And I've said it before, people will purposely reject you. People will purposely hurt you. People will purposely keep you small because they don't want you to know how great you are, but they know how great you are. They know how great you are. And your mere presence makes people feel uncomfortable. You coming into an environment moves the room. You going into anything changes the course of everything. You being in people's lives change the trajectory of their lives for better. I'll go as far as to say that when you go in someone's life, you change the trajectory of their life for better. Family, there is nothing uncommon about you. Stop stop acting like you're common. You are not common. You are very, very, very uncommon. You are phenomenal and you are great. And don't allow anyone to take that energy from you. You know who you are. Stay inspired. Hey family. So I was listening to a podcast and it said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, then you can make a living. But if you work harder on yourself, then you can make a fortune. And family, that got me thinking. And my thought was, what if your income is primarily determined on what you believe about yourself? What if your belief in self is what drives your income, drives your ability to be a high income earner, drives your ability to solve problems, making you receive more income and more money? What if you believe that you are a co-creator of your life, right? What if you believe that you and God are creating this wonderful and beautiful life that you are deserving of? Because family, when you believe in yourself, you believe all things to be true for yourself. When you believe in yourself, you believe that life can be better than it is now. When you believe in yourself, you believe that you can defeat and defy all odds when you believe in yourself. So sometimes it's not just coming out of a bad situation, getting more money that can increase our money. It can also be us increasing our skills and us increasing the belief that we have in ourselves. If we're co-creating our lives, family, then we have the power to make the decisions and to do the things and to create a path and a way for us to find success in life and for us to live this wonderful, beautiful, everlasting life. Because if you believe in yourself, if you believe in who you are, if you believe that you can do all things, if you believe that you are co-creating your life, then family, then it is true for you that success is something that you attract by becoming an attractive person. If you believe in yourself and all things are coming to you, all good things, and you're attracting everything that you need to you, you don't have to go anywhere. It's going to come to you. right? So when you shift your mindset and understand that working hard on yourself, it's what's going to attract more income, that increasing your skill set, increasing the belief you have in yourself is going to attract all the things you need in your life, then family, you will increase, not just in finances, but increase in all areas in your life. Because success, not just something that you have to work hard for. It's not just something that you have to really, really work hard for. It can also be something that you are attracting to yourself. Success is something that you are attracting to yourself by becoming an attractive person. How do you become an attractive person? You believe in yourself, right? You act as if. You manifest and do the things that you need to do to get you to where you need to be. That's how you become a more attractive person, right? You can do the things to build your knowledge, increase your skill set. You can read, you can watch more podcasts, you can journal. You can do an activity that I call mindstorming, where it's like, think of your goal. If your goal is to make more money, you can take that goal of making more money and formulating it into a question and say, how do I make more money? And once you formulate your goal into a question, you then come up with 5 answers to that question. So if your question is, how do I make more money? And you could say things like, I could increase my skill set. I can go back to school. I can pick up work. I can learn more. You are coming up with answers to your question. And all that is doing is sharpening your mind. And now you're walking the way. And when you walk the way is made. And now you're creating a path forward to get to where you need to be, because you're unstoppable. And that is how you become an attractive person, because now you're attracting all new things, new ideas, new avenues, new ways to get to where you need to be. Family, when you work harder on yourself than you are on your job, you're believing in yourself that you have what it takes. By putting in the time and by putting in the effort and knowing and understanding, family, that you have everything that you need, that you have everything that you need on the inside to get to where you need to be. And that you are becoming a more attractive person each and every day, because you're taking each and every day to continue to work harder on yourself, to continue to do the things that you need to do to get to where you need to be. We understand and know that you have to work hard on your job, but please do not forget, in your working hard on your job, that you must put forth some of that effort into working harder on yourself so that you can attract the life that you want, attract the circumstances that you want, and live the life that you know you're deserving of living. Just something to think about, family. Stay inspired. Hey, family. I believe in a lot of cases that average is the enemy. And I believe that, family, because so many of us are moving like and acting like we're common, and there's nothing common about us. And I believe that in order to live above average, you have to use your mind to change your life. You have to teach your body emotionally what a good and new future would feel like ahead of the experience. And that's why average is the enemy, because it takes an above average person to be able to do that. So these are some ways, family, that I learned that you can use your mind to change your life. The first one is you have to transform your negative self-talk. When we say these things about ourselves, oh, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I forgot that. I'm so horrible with names. I used to be a bad person. I don't make good decisions. That is negative self-talk. And the reality is, family, when you're talking, you are listening to you. You are listening to you. So you have to be more mindful and you have to be careful of the things that you are saying, because you are listening to you. And it's very important to consider the things that we're saying, even to ourselves. The other thing I learned, family, is we have to change our limiting beliefs. What are limiting beliefs? Beliefs that we believe that make us limited, make us feel limited, that we can't get where we need to be, that we can't have what we need to have. We are limiting ourselves to believing that we can't have the thing that we want to have, and that we can't be the thing that we want to be. And that is so far from true, family. You can do anything you put your mind to. You can accomplish anything, words that you put your mind to. So you have to get out of these limiting beliefs, because it's the limiting beliefs that are holding us down and keeping us back. Another thing I learned, family, in regards to changing your life by changing your mindset, is your feeling states are important. Your feeling states, the way you feel, how you feel about yourself, how you feel in your environment. Your feeling states are so important. And they're important because you can't think greater than you feel. You can't think greater than you feel. And our feelings have become the means of thinking. By the very definition of emotions, you're thinking in the past, family. And if you're constantly thinking in the past, you're going to create the same life. And I learned, family, just listening to thought leaders, that thoughts are the language of the brain and feelings are the language of the body. And how you think and how you feel plays a major role in your life, in your personality, how you move, how you grow. Another lesson I learned, family, that helped me is a process called mindstorming. What is mindstorming? It's similar to brainstorming, where you think of a lot of ideas. But mindstorming is, let's say you have a goal and your goal is to make $30,000 a year, right? You would take that goal and formulate it into a question and come up with answers. So for example, if my goal is to make $30,000 a year, I would say, what do I have to do to make $30,000 a year? And then I come up with solutions to that question. So it could be increase my skill set. It could be go back to school. It could be pick up a second job. It could be start a business. I go down the list of things I can do to get me closer to meeting my goal of making $30,000 more a year. But as you're doing this, family, you're sharpening your mind. You're strengthening yourself. You're coming up with new ideas. You're coming up with solutions, and you're feeling inspired because you're bringing that future state into the present. And now you're feeling good and you're motivated and you're giving yourself the energy that you need to move forward. And last but not least, family, I would say, focus on the things that you can control. A lot of us, we focus on so many things, 10, 15, 20 things at a time. I have to do this and I have to pick up this and I have to work this. No, you have to narrow your focuses down, maybe to 1 to 2 to 3 things, and focus on what you can control in the moment, right? We know we can't control people, so that already eliminates a lot. We know that we can only control the things that are within our control. And when we do that, family, it really helps us to get organized and to stay focused and to stay present. So in order to live above average, family, we have to use our minds. And we have to use our minds so that we can strengthen our minds and shape our minds and increase our thought process for better thoughts and belief in ourselves, and get rid of these limiting beliefs so that we can move forward and change our lives for the better, family. Just something to think about. Stay inspired. Hey family, so I am a huge book reader, right? I've always been this way. And in reading all of these books, I learned so many lessons. So I'm going to share with you 11 lessons that I've learned that have made the rich, wise, and successful. Lesson number 1, we get out of life what we think we deserve. A lot of our lives is spent in the same pattern, doing the same things over and over and over again. And a lot of this is because we allow our past to dictate our future. But family, when you start to do the things that other people are not willing to do, then you tend to get the things that other people are not willing to get. And that's the very point, family, where you start to feel like you are so deserving of so much more. And I learned just in my own life that you will never exceed your own self-worth. Lesson number 2, do the things other people are not willing to do. Take that leap, right? Take that risk. Go for it. Accomplish that goal. Do the thing that is outside of your comfort zone, because anything outside of your comfort zone almost always is where the magic happens. Lesson number 3, just because you can't see it does not mean that it is not there. Family, how many things are there in our minds that we know that we want to accomplish? Maybe we can see ourselves in a business. We can see ourselves in a new life. We can see ourselves doing a new thing. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And I always say, family, every single thing is happening behind the scenes. Everything you're doing, every decision you're making, every goal you're setting is taking you closer to get to that thing that you want in your life. But you have to believe it and know, just because you can't see it does not mean that it is not there. Lesson number 4, almost everything is done better when it is done calmly. Y'all, how many decisions have we made based on our emotions, right? And oftentimes, where does that take us? Not in a good place. When you make decisions in a calm mind, when you do things with a calm spirit, you tend to get a better outcome than you would when you're doing it based on emotion or based on something, dealing with a negative energy that you don't necessarily live in on a typical day. It's just a feeling state, right? And I understand that emotions do serve their purpose, but it's not allowing the emotions to overwhelm you. Lesson number 5, you do not have to believe everything that you think. You don't. Sometimes we get these thoughts in our heads that tell us to do certain things and make certain decisions. And family, just because you think it does not mean it's true. It doesn't. A lot of times our minds are playing tricks on us. Lesson number 6 that I learned from the wise. If nothing changes, then nothing changes, right? If nothing changes, then nothing changes. We have to be the ones in our own lives to create the change that we are seeking. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. Lesson number 7 that I learned. People don't see things the way they are. People see things the way they are. Our perspectives from where we stand is exactly how we see a thing. Lesson number 8. All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it, right? Who wants to admit that their life is where it is because of their own doing, right? Who wants to take responsibility and accountability for their failures? Most people don't. But it's the successful person that can say, you know what? Everything is my fault. I am directly responsible for what happens in my life. I am where I am in my life based on the things that I've done in my past and the decisions I've made and are currently making. Lesson number 9. There are 3 kinds of people in life. Those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those that don't know what happened. And I learned, family, when you want to make things happen, you have to change your behaviors. You have to change your strategies in order to reinvent your life. So it all starts with making a decision to change. Lesson number 10, average is the enemy and success is your responsibility. So many of us fall into mediocrity, meaning we wake up, we do the same things that we did the day before. We think the same thoughts that we thought yesterday, essentially making our yesterday our today. So we can't think anything new and we can't do anything new in our day because we're not opening the space in our minds and our bodies to create something new. But success is our responsibility. Again, stepping outside of that comfort zone, making a decision to do something new and different. That is when change truly happens for your life. That's when you elevate. And lesson number 11, it is okay to let go of what you had in mind. Sometimes, we say things like, I'm 50 and I'm not where I need to be. I'm 40 and I have no children. I'm 30 and I'm not married. I'm 20 and I'm not successful. I'm 70 and I haven't made it. We spend so much time thinking about what our lives should be and what our lives should look like. And we don't realize and understand that everything happens in the time that it's supposed to. Of all of the books that I've read, of all of the wisdom that I've learned, I come to the understanding that we have to let go of what we had in mind. Meaning, we set our goals, we set our intentions, and then we have to find a way to not be married to the outcome, right? Because the outcome is going to be what it is. But when we set our goals and we set our intentions, we let it go and know and trust that what will be, and everything will happen for us in the time that it's supposed to. So family, I hope these 11 lessons that I share with you can help you and inspire you to read more books, gain more wisdom, gain more knowledge, and more importantly, just really apply this to your life so that you can become a better person. Stay inspired. I have spent so much time in my life focused on circumstances. Am I going to hear back from them? They didn't call. What if this doesn't work? What if things don't go my way? Just all of that unnecessary energy going out. And I realize, family, circumstances don't matter because they can't matter. Not in this season. And not even to be mean, but circumstances can't matter because in order for us to regulate our nervous system, in order for us to have emotional stability, circumstances can't matter. And they also can't matter because we can't worry about what other people are doing. People change their minds every day about who they want to be, who they want to be with, what they want to do. We can't control people. And when I took my energy back from focusing on those people and those things, and I got rid of all that anxiety and that worry, I took all my energy back, and that was energy for me to heal. And once I persisted in the knowing that every single thing that I wanted me, once I became that better version of myself, everything I wanted came to me. So think about some areas in your life, family, where you're sending unnecessary energy and worry, and pull that energy back and realize that whatever the circumstance is, not that it doesn't matter, but it can't matter, so that we can be healthy and move about on our day-to-day becoming better people, so that we can be healthy and become a better version of ourselves. Just something to think about, family. Stay inspired.